Welcome back, everybody, to our Survivor 41 rankings coming off of episode 7. Thoughts? I gave
It's a
mine.
crazy episode.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Go Xander!
I'm still not sure it needed to be a 2-part. Like, I still think, because I wasn't here last week to talk how unnecessary the last entire episode was. So I'd just like to reiterate all of your thoughts on that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yep.
I still wasn't that fond of the editing, to be honest. I mean, was it just me or was it obvious that Sydney was going home? I thought it was obvious. Like, there was no reason to just put a minute of, oh my God, Sydney might go for no reason if she's not going. I don't know. That's what I felt like.
I could have seen Evie, to be honest.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I did think my girl was going home, bro. I'm like, girl, how did you not finesse them into playing the idol for you? But
it was too heavy-handed.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole episode though, and I just kept having these like PTSD flashbacks to the night that I like left our tribal and like gave my advantage to what's his face, pretty boy, and it was just so stressful because things change so quickly, and I just kept thinking like I can't imagine being on an island and like watching all of this happen in front of you and how anxiety like fueling that has to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I realized that I'm not going to be able to smoke weed if I go on Survivor, so I'm kind of skeptical about that, like I don't know, like the stress and amount of anxiety that they are under, like God almighty, it would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Just watching Erica sit in the rain like by that fire, I was like, oh God, like that would fucking suck.
It would.
Yeah. She fine. She doing fine.
Yeah, but it sucked.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts before the rankings?
Yeah, I don't like how Jeff they played it on both episodes, so I feel like it's okay to talk about it. I just thought Jeff was wild for like whenever he gave her the hourglass to smash. I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but he's like, do you want to make history and smash the glass? Or do you just want it to be another day? I'm just going to take it away and go. And like, he just put so much emphasis on the first, like, he's like, do you want to make history, Survivor, first time ever and smash the glass? Like, she didn't really give her a choice.
Right.
Like, she had no choice. Like,
yeah.
Was there a choice though? Like smash this and be safe or don't and still be like eliminated?
Once they connected,
go home.
Once they connected her safety to it, it was a foregone, like, it was not even a thing.
Absolutely. I mean, who the fuck would not take safety? I don't care if I had to kill all of y'all, like it is what it is. Yeah.
Exactly. I liked that they aired Danny rightfully complaining about what happened. I didn't appreciate people clearly sucking up to production to him, where Danny's like, this fucking sucks, we won, why are we not safe? And then Deshaun's like, it's 41, it's a new game, dude, what are you upset about? Just, it's like, let the dude be pissed.
Yeah. I mean, because rightfully so, I would have been pissed too if I sat there and worked my ass off. Like he said, he worked hard for that challenge, and so I mean, he wasn't in trouble of going home, so I don't know that I would have been that upset. And I understand. I probably wouldn't have did it in front of everybody, like I probably would have pulled my close group aside, like, y'all, I'm fucking pissed about this, and like, but I mean, I do think it's whack that they was like, it's a new season, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for us. Like, fuck up.
Yeah, clearly production didn't want it to be a flop twist, but I still think it was a flop.
Oh, it definitely was.
All right, well, we'll get to our rankings. Number 11, the same as usual as Heather, I mean.
No, not my girl Heather. Yeah, I put her in 11, as should everyone else. Is there someone even named Heather in the season? I'm still not sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to replay the tribal in my head, and I couldn't even figure out which side she was huddled in on. Like I couldn't even see Heather. It was almost like literally she was
I
not
forgot
even.
she was even there.
She wasn't. She just was at one point. She just was sitting there. Like everybody was up talking, and she just sitting there. I'm like, oh, bad time.
But isn't that a great place to be?
It is, but I feel like she's not gonna win.
Not to win.
No,
not to
she's
win.
not gonna win.
She'll coast till about 4th or 5th, but
or be a final tribal council loser.
Yeah, she might even make it all the way. Both sides are going to be like, she's by herself.
Who on production did Heather fuck with? Like, whose car did she ding in the parking lot? Who did she send a mean tweet to, not knowing they were an editor? Like, what the fuck? How does she genuinely have like 2 confessionals the whole season that I can remember? And honestly, I can only remember 1, but I'm being generous and doubling it. Like, what the hell?
Because she's probably not involved in any of these conversations. She doesn't play in any of the competitions. We didn't even see her involved in these at the scramble at tribal. So like, why she doesn't have confessionals? Because she has nothing to confess.
I still prefer to have some sort of edit.
Yeah, really.
You can pull something together.
There's no way that she's cathartic for 23 hours of the day, shows up for the challenge, and then goes back to lay in the shelter. Like, she's having some conversations. Like, even if they're...
Is she?
Well, even if that was her storyline, is her not doing anything, they don't make it her like wasting away sleeping all day or anything.
Yeah, and just give her something. Even if it's a negative edit, like, at least show us Heather, man. It's
they
kind
could
of
play the goofy music. They could play the goofy music and just show her.
Yeah, they clearly can do that. They showed in the scene Mike talked about.
She was funny in the secret scene from like episode 1. She was funny, like laugh at funny. But I want to see Heather like at all. I'm not asking for her to be in every episode, but some episodes besides her inevitable boot episode, probably. Can we get something? Anything? Like her opinion on literally anything?
She'll get an edit. She'll get an edit right on the episode she going home.
Yeah, as soon as we open or have a Heather confessional in the first 5-10 minutes, I'm like, bye, Heather. I'm finally losing someone this week.
Fuck off, Mike. Stop.
I mean, it's been half of the season. Is it safe to say the editing of the season is like really
impressive?
Bad? It's really bad.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
It's trash. It's trash. They need to fire him. Bring in all new people.
Hire Nick.
Nick. Yeah.
I don't know if I want the job.
We'll just keep podcasting and talk about how you're editing the show.
Yeah, I know, right? Honestly, I'm going to say something I never thought I would say. And let's just say that with BB Ken 9 and BB 23, I think I've enjoyed Big Brother this year more than Survivor, which is something I never thought I would say. Not the editing, the episodes were terrible, but because of the live feeds, Big Brother was better than Survivor this season.
Old.
That's a strong statement from you.
It's a strong statement from me. After all the hate I've given to Big Brother over the past year.
Last episode was one of the worst episodes of Survivor potentially ever.
It was the most boring episode ever.
Awful, and almost every single thing that happened last week didn't matter because Erica undid it. It sucked. This week, I enjoyed this episode. Was it one of the best? No. Was it good? Yeah, this was a good episode.
I mean, it was better in comparison, obviously, but
I mean, it had the moments that are going to be remembered. You're going to remember Xander saying no, but you can have this fake. And you're going to remember all of the things with, I don't like all these new advantages, but we got some good moments out of them this episode,
But I still think overall, it's been not great.
Yeah, I could see that. And we had a 5 to 4 to 3 vote. That's pretty pretty
that was
interesting.
A good vote, but...
Yeah.
Well, number 10 is also in the same spot, which is Erica.
It's exactly where we put her. Are you just copying, or I put her? Is that you just copying my list here?
We have a lot of people in the same spot.
Yeah. She she's literally only seems to get shown when it's relevant to this twist. As soon as she's back at camp, we don't get to hear much from her at all. We see like one scene of her walking and talking with someone in the scramble, and that's it. We don't get to hear why she's sticking with these people, why she's sticking with those people, what her plan is. We don't hear anything from Erica. How am I supposed to rank her high if it doesn't seem like she's actually doing anything? She's benefiting from a twist falling in her lap, and that's it.
But I love that during the tribal scramble, we see her just immediately go over and like stick her little body into this like huge group of people. Like she obviously was like, "Ooh, which way should I go? Over here has a ton more numbers, so I'm gonna head this way and vote with them and see if that works."
Yeah, I mean, I like her, and I honestly think with how big of a deal they made out of this plot twist, we were going to see Erica in the final episode of the season still play.
No way. I think she's
yeah.
She's in the same boat as Heather, just not as.
She's in the same spot. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know.
Not
I'm
as
trying to
pathetic
figure out
as
their
Heather.
editing and how bad it is, that it has to be for a purpose. And I think Erica might be that purpose.
What, you think she's gonna win or something?
I don't know if she's gonna win, but I think she's still gonna be in the final 5, final 6.
I would not be shocked to see her in the finale episode, but I would be shocked to see her win. Like genuinely shocked.
I don't see that.
The camp out's going to be the final 4, and who they choose to take as their 5th is not going to be Erica. It'll be Nasir.
I hope. I'd like that final 5. That final 5 would make me happy.
Ricard and Nasir are going to be the 2 that are on the tail end of the camp out alliance.
Is that what we calling it, the camp out fan guy?
That's what I've been hearing. That's what Nick
That's what
keeps
people
calling it. So I just adopted his terminology.
Any other thoughts on Erica?
Trash.
You're breaking up, Aspen.
I just hear trash from Aspen's
Trash.
mic. So there we go. That's
Trash.
we get it.
Mhm.
Well, speaking of playing trash, our 9th place is down 7 spots. Our 9th place is Lyanna.
Yeah, I saw that coming. The drop.
Ooh.
I mean,
See, I still put her third though.
I had her second, Meg.
I dropped her. I
Oh.
plummeted
I
her.
dropped her too.
Her stock has fallen, and it's because she pissed off her old tribe, and she let her alliance down, truthfully, because she goes to all of them and she says, don't worry, I'm getting this idol out of play. Trust me. And you know what she doesn't do? Doesn't get the idol out of play. She completely whiffs the advantage, so she's like getting proven directly wrong. She's fully alienating Xander, Evie, and Tiffany. Jesus, how
Who
did I
cares?
But does she need them? They're on the bottom end of the numbers anyway. Like,
The fact that she's attached to
No.
the camp out and by proxy is going to have Nasir and Ricard likely on her side, like she's still on the side of the numbers and she's like Shan's little BFF. There's no way that she's dropping below 5th is the lowest I would put
No,
her.
I mean, look, she's just pissed off 3 future jurors and misplayed an advantage, and just her winner stock is plummeted. I'm not saying that she's gonna be the next boot. I would be shocked if she, barring an idol, I would be shocked. And correctly played idol. And I can't see her winning as much as I could. Her edit was just Xander, we need to get this idol. From the second he got that idol, she was all in on getting rid of it. And what did she fail to do? She failed to do the one thing that she has talked about all season.
Yeah, she got
But
some
her
bad
people
talent.
didn't go home from it, so it wasn't too bad of a fuck up. There's still so much game to be played. Like, did her winning stock plummet a little bit? Like, yeah, I think it dropped a couple notches, but ultimately there's so much left that can happen, and depending on who she's in the end with and what happens between now and then, like I don't think it's complete, it's like lost for good.
I'm with Meg on
Yeah.
that. She's
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's lost. I did drop her down though. I put her about like 5th or 6th, I think. Just because it was a bad look, you know. Like I just feel like she didn't handle her power well, and she she played herself. Congratulations. She looking like a dummy. So
well, yeah,
I
great.
mean,
Her winner stock did go down, but the only person I don't think she can beat in the end is Shan. And unfortunately, that's who I think she ends up in the end with, because I have her again. I'll repeat what I just said, and I'll firmly stand behind. I'm confident that's going to be the final four. I'm highly confident.
damn, that is big move, big claims, man.
I can't. Well, you just look at the breakdown of the way it is right now. There's almost no way it doesn't happen that way. There's almost no way, with the way the pieces are positioned on the board right now, that group of 6 doesn't end up as the final 6. So my worry for Lyanna is only that she ends up against Shan in the finals, and then she has no shot. But I feel like she had no shot against Shan the whole way. So if she can find a way to get Shan out at 4, I think Lyanna can beat either Danny or Deshawn at the end.
I don't know. I kind of agree with Mike. I see her social game as not good, which is never a good thing to win the game, in my opinion. So that's why I definitely dropped her winner stock too a lot after this episode.
I don't see how you could put her below anyone that's on the other side that has no shot of winning. There's 3 or 4 people that are completely out of the game right now. Those should be your final 4. Your bottom 4, I mean.
Well, there's 2 people that I am certain are not going to win this game. One of those is Heather, and the other one is number 8, Aspen. Xander's not winning this game. I hate to break it to you, because if Lyanna's social game is terrible, then Xander's is the worst we've seen in the edit. I mean, because clearly Erica and Heather have a bad social game, but we haven't seen it. Xander's been at the bottom, and he's not good at getting out.
Xander's
Like, he's good at being
8th?
safe. Yes, he's ranked 8th.
What? Guess where I put Xander?
You and Aspen had him at number 1, but the rest of us had him at number 11 or around number 11.
I had him at 7. I guess I split the difference.
Even Meg had him at
Okay.
11.
Full way.
Well, I mean, again, I'll echo what I just said. He's not going to make the end. He's completely disadvantaged in position right now. He's got virtually no shot at making the end. So how am I going to put him any higher than 7?
I think he only makes the end if he can make a run in the challenges. I think that's the only way he's making the end, though. And even if he makes the end, he's not going to get the winning vote, because his social game is worse than almost anybody's.
But he's going to be competing against Danny and King Nasir in those immunity challenges, and I have a hard time thinking anybody is going to just run a string of them through those 2 guys.
I don't understand why this whole thing with him saving Evie had to be discussed outside of him and Tiffany and Evie at all. At all. We could have avoided that entire scramble at Tribal had he just kept his mouth shut, told Tiffany and Evie the plan. Still, I think giving Tiffany the idol was an amazing move. Definitely very smart on his part. But he didn't have to go around like, he didn't have to, when he was making a big show of it at Tribal, I was like, there better be some jaw-dropping moment coming up here, because if this is like for real the idol and he's doing this right now, he is legit the stupidest person in the world. So what he pulled over was great, but we could have avoided all of that if he would have just kept his mouth shut and let her go in there and ask him for the idol like she was already going to do.
Yeah.
All right.
I can agree with that.
He ran around running his mouth. He made a mountain out of a molehill.
Here's where I stand on it. If Xander makes the end, do you really think he won't win a jury vote?
Yes.
Bold
Absolutely.
choice. What archetype, especially lately, has been dominating jury votes, despite, in mine and some other people's opinions, other final tribal council members
Like
playing
males,
a
you
better
mean?
game? Alpha males who win challenges, play and find idols. And what is Xander?
But see, I think the difference is a lot of those winners, some didn't deserve it, but a lot of those winners had respect, and I don't think Xander will with this jury.
But what has he done to garner disrespect? Out of curiosity.
I just don't get the vibe that anybody likes him outside of Evie and Tiffany. And even Tiffany doesn't like him, because Tiffany's talked about not liking him.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but I feel like we're in an era of Survivor, and yes, 41 is a new era of Survivor, but we're in an era of Survivor where jurors feel pressured by the community, the game production to vote for objectively the best game. We used to see jurors voting for people they genuinely liked and connected with, but I feel like lately people are afraid of getting backlash for voting for who they genuinely like and connected with because they didn't play the best objective game. And so, you know,
it's a different show, but not
people in Winners at War. Even in Winners at War, you had jurors saying that I think Michelle played the best game, but I can't vote for Michelle because or I liked Michelle the most, or I think she would have been a more deserving winner, but I couldn't vote for Michelle because it would have just like invalidated the season or something. It's just this weird like meta gaming bullshit.
I don't think there's any way in hell that your alpha white male lead dog or whatever is going to get any votes from the jury that we're going to see in this season in today's world. Nobody wants to vote for this little rich kid that wore his
especially if they know he has money.
shoes on the beach.
You know, fun fact on this addendum that we bring up all the time about his fancy shoes, he allegedly said that they're fake, like they're a recreation shoes. But point stands. Yeah, point stands. I get it. You know, I could see that. I could genuinely see him losing a vote from this jury. You know, I don't think it's likely because, like I said, I think this like overpowering the best game concept is going to override other things. But
also, will he objectively be the best winner? I mean, the best player at the end?
If he's sitting next to Shan, no, I don't think so. I could definitely see a lot of these people playing a better game, you know.
Do you think he could win against Evie? Who would win with him and Evie?
Yeah.
And Tiffany?
Probably Xander.
Right.
I think he could win. I think he could win against a lot of people. I really have his shot at getting to the end as like an extreme long shot. Long shot.
So Nick thinks he isn't going to win a jury vote. Meg thinks that he's not going to get there, and he's not going to win a jury vote. And Fanguy thinks he's not going to get there. So I can see why he's getting ranked where he's getting ranked.
And I think that he's going to win.
I don't necessarily think he's going to win. I think my ranking moves a lot more week to week. I mean, I've had Shan, Nasir, Xander, and I think even someone else in number one at different points this season. I move it a lot episode to episode just because these episodes, I don't see like a super coherent story. There's another problem with the editing.
My number one has been the same from preseason through this episode, has not wavered. And I think that's going to be the winner of this season. I think several of us were able to successfully call it preseason of who's going to win this.
Aspen, I'm interested why you're so set on him being the winner.
Who?
Xander.
She wants her team to win, and it ain't going to happen.
Is that it? Is that like, or do you legitimately think that he's going to win?
No, obviously I want him to win because he's on my team, Meg. Duh, you know, like
okay.
I don't think
I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, I get it. You know, especially not with the what we call them, cookout point two. What thing I say?
Camp out.
Camp out. With the camp out, no, they're not gonna let a white alpha male win. That's ridiculous. They wouldn't even edit like that, especially like editing the four black people to be like, we're gonna make Survivor history, and then fuck around and let every black person, we would cut Survivor, cancel them motherfuckers, you know, like they not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that.
I mean, I will say our bottom four has the thing in common that I don't like in a player, and that is bad social games. Heather, Erica, Lyanna, Xander. I think those might be the four worst social games in the game right now.
That's fair.
Well, we will move on to number 7. Someone who actually has a good social game and should probably be a little higher, even though I don't like her, is Tiffany, who was up 2.
She should be just slightly higher. I think she should be just slightly higher. And that's not even Homer bias here. I genuinely think she's playing like quite well. She's like clearly trusted enough to be getting other people's idols. I think she played it beautifully where she didn't make the call. She said, someone else. It's not my idol, but guess who has possession of it? She does. I think for some reason she can just stand there and have people spill advantage information in front of her and to her. And then like Lyanna even had a chance to tell Tiffany that it was just
gross.
an extra vote. And instead she told Tiffany the truth, and it led to all the bullshit we see this week. So good on Tiffany.
She was caught off guard by that, I think. So she probably just spoke without really thinking about what she was saying. And we saw the large group, the majority group at Tribal, already calling it out that you can't say shit to Tiffany because she's going to go and run. So she's not going to be trusted by this group that's in the majority of the vote or whatever. Plus she's attached to Evie and Xander, who are at the bottom right now. So I don't see her going much further.
Yeah, I completely agree with Meg on this one.
Yeah, somebody from that 3 is going in the next few episodes. Just a matter of who.
I have the same problem with Tiffany that I did with that whole side. They're at a very huge disadvantage right now. I do think, and I actually had her below Xander and Evie on my personal rankings because I just think she's too loud, like in a bad, like a abrasive sort of way that I think is just gonna rub some people the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it rubbed me the wrong way, and I don't even have to be around her for real. I just got to watch her on TV for a fucking hour, and it's like obnoxious. I could not be around her.
She's going to start to be in some drama too, now that like everybody's going to come back from this Tribal, and there's going to be some hot-headedness that's, and quick words that are going on about everything that happened at Tribal, and she's not going to be able to bite her tongue.
She doesn't seem as hot-headed as I thought she would be, though.
I think we haven't seen her in the right moment, though. I think it's coming. She's a mom of 2 teenage boys, right? She can lay the smackdown on some stupid people. I guarantee it.
No, I still just really like Tiffany, and I'm actually rooting for her. A, because she's on my team. B, I think she's funny. I don't think she's obnoxious or too loud. That's the kind of player I like to watch. She's entertaining, and you come into the preseason. Did any of you guys think Tiffany would actually have Fan Guy said it. He said he didn't think Tiffany had a shot in hell.
True.
But right now, do you guys, I think she has a shot, right? No one thinks she's out of the running.
If she's not the one eliminated from the 3 that's first, I think she could get far. But
Exactly.
I don't think she has a shot at winning against some of these other.
I had her in 10th on my list, so.
I don't know.
Well, I think she has a shot, and I think she's defying the odds.
She's kind of messy too in her own Tiffany way,
which is great.
She's very New York. She's very Anthony, honestly. She has these New Yorkers just talk a lot, do a lot, are loud.
Yeah. Is she Anthony's mom?
I can see it. I can totally see it.
We should ask him.
Tiffany and Lil Tony.
Oh my god.
Number 6, same spot as last week, is Evie, who survived this week's elimination.
She got lucky.
Barely. She did.
6 is exactly where I have her. How the mighty have fallen. I mean, she owned that pre-merge, and now she's the immediate merge target and only barely survived.
I told you guys that was going to happen.
No, I think there's an interesting dynamic at play here, though. I think the only reason she was the merge target was because the way those things were split up, because of that specific 6.
Yeah.
I don't think she would have been the merge target right at merge had the thing not getting broken or had everyone been in play or whatever. I think she slides by. Unfortunately, I think that put her in the spotlight a little bit. So I think it actually hurt her stock, even though she came out okay, because now I think she's going to be on a few people's radars.
I agree completely.
Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad because I thought she was going to be in a much better position. She did all this grunt work, like she put in a lot of work to get information. But number one, she talked too damn much. She can't keep her mouth shut.
Deshaun shit on her too.
Yeah, but ask everybody.
Yeah, but she got called out precisely by Deshaun, being like, well, she told me this. And like, I just ain't never seen that in Survivor. Somebody straight up be like, well, she the one told me about this, and then you could tell
his name was on the line. He had to pull something out.
Yeah, and he did. That, because that would have shook me.
What would have been even better though is if it would have completely flipped Xander, and you know, she would have gone better.
Mm-hmm. He should have.
Yeah, I think Evie could be screwed now, but I mean, I feel like they're gonna have to play hot potato with the fucking idol and try to outwit people with the idol for a couple rounds. But eventually, one of them's going home. I think if Xander wins an immunity, it's either gonna be Evie or Tiffany that goes. So,
and with every number they lose, the easier it becomes on the other side to split the vote successfully and ensure that one of them goes either way. With every one of the numbers that goes.
So did Nasir vote with them?
yeah.
Who did Nasir vote for?
I don't remember.
What fucking? All right, I'll wait till we get there.
Well, just those three voted together.
Nasir 100% voted with the big group.
Yeah.
I don't know who he specifically voted for out of the two.
I remember he was over there.
Probably Sydney.
There were only 3 votes for Deshawn's. That was Evie, Tiffany, and
Xander.
Yeah.
That's why Sydney was like, I should have just kept my vote, because then at least it would have been tied, but I think she would have been gone on the revote.
All right. Well, that leaves Danny at number 5, who's also in the same spot as last week. Like I said, a lot of people in the same spot.
Right where I put him, I think it's a crime to have Deshawn higher on this list than Danny. Like
100% agree.
Like actually a crime. But this is like a round where I have him, obviously. Good spot for him. I mean, he's playing a good game, but he's still eventually going to end up targeted. But he's playing way better than Deshawn. He didn't even have his name uttered one time as a target, despite being one of only 5 people who were vulnerable.
True.
I mean, impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
agreed.
Yeah,
everything.
5.
Yeah, Meg's been having Danny high for a while now.
He's a great player. Why are y'all sleeping on Danny?
I think there are a lot of seasons that Danny would absolutely dominate. I just don't think this is the season.
Why not?
This cast, I feel like it's pretty good.
Yeah,
and
but he's in the camp out and he's got Shan.
Okay, and who is maybe the most cutthroat player in the whole season?
Yeah, but I think she's gonna stay strong with her like camp out mates. So I'm not.
I think so. There. But it's either a final 2 or a final 3, and not a final 4, or unless they've completely changed it for 41. God knows nothing's sacred anymore. We don't even get the elimination. So yeah, I take everything back. If there's 4 people the jury can vote on, then yeah, Danny's probably gonna win.
I think he's great and definitely needs to be higher than Deshawn.
I had him 4.
Yeah.
But I had Deshawn a little higher. I think Deshawn's a little smoother than Danny.
There's just so much conversation about him though, and Danny's still not being like brought up as a option.
They're both on the side of the numbers though, and I just feel like Danny's like, I don't know, man. It's really rare that like, because Danny comes off to me like Superman. Like he's the superhero character, other than kind of maybe Nasir of the season. Like he's just the good guy, the stand-up guy, the team player kind of guy. And I don't know, man. They don't normally do that hot. Like give me the snaky car salesman like Deshawn any day over Captain America Danny in a cutthroat game like this.
Nah, give me Captain America.
Yeah, I'll take Danny.
Well, number 4 is not Captain America, probably a villain. That is Ricard, who is up 4 spots from last week.
Quite a jump.
I love Ricard. Love him.
Well, I'll say this though: if you 4 had Deshawn behind Danny, and I only had Deshawn 1 spot ahead of Danny, then that means Alex must have had Deshawn way ahead of Danny.
I did.
Always messes up.
Obviously, it's his guy.
Deshawn is his guy. Is he?
Yeah.
I don't see how y'all put Ricard this guy. Like he's not a member of the camp out. He's on their fringe. Ricard is a for sure 5th or 6th dude. Like
yeah, I had him at.
He's not winning, unfortunately.
I had him at 8. So I don't know why he's so high. I think he's playing a good game. I don't think he's going to be gone in the next few spots, but he's mid-merge. Like I'd stake a significant amount.
I like him, and he's snaky,
Thought
so
of
he
that.
could make moves, but I just don't think he's gonna win.
I think he
He-
can pull some crazy shit.
He's probably the most fringe member of the camp out, like adjacent allies to the camp out. The camp out is 2 parts blue tribe, 1 part green tribe, 1 part yellow tribe, and the yellow person is completely gone and is clearly closest to Shan. So it really becomes this like 2-2. But there's so many more blue people that the camp out members of the blue people can like pull in, that they're going to have way more sway when it comes down to, well, we got to keep Nasir and Erica because XYZ, than just Shan and kind of Lyanna, who just met Ricard, are going to be able to like keep him around. I don't see him like sticking around if this is the dominating majority alliance of the season. I just don't see him like weaseling his way in there.
I think he could.
Interesting. Yeah, I do too. Especially because I did not expect him to win the challenge, and so like knowing he can compete, it's like he bound to win a couple. Like that's the kind of challenges that is going to be crucial for him to pull through, and I think he can do it. So I don't know. I think he can get at least to a Final Four, and if he fuck around and cut Shan, if he can figure out how to do that, he for sure got a W.
100%.
I would be Ford.
He's just gonna have to find a way to flip it on Shan without using the rest of her numbers, and at this point, that's gonna be really tough to do.
He's gonna have to do it soon.
Unless he has to go
Yeah,
to the other
yeah.
side, put all of them into a group. That's the only counter play.
Yeah.
Which he could. He could.
He could. He does have to do it probably soon, though.
He's capable.
But he won't do it soon.
He
They
won't. I don't think,
realize-
and I don't think it's good for his game to do it this soon either.
He's in a
Yeah.
lose-lose. You cut Shan too soon, you're going to
Yep.
go real soon. You keep Shan too long, at best, you're losing to Shan at the end. End game, final tribal, however you look
At
at
best.
it. Yeah, at best. So he's just in a lose-lose, and that's why
I still love him though.
Yeah.
I like Ricard.
He's
I feel like
starting
I
to
could have
grow on
done
me.
that challenge.
Do you?
We should. Can we do that on your show?
No,
Nick?
I got some fucking crab toes. We grew up on the bayou. Like it's another opinion.
up stacking, but on a flat surface.
I might.
with your
That's
feet.
a good idea. Cup stacking with your feet.
Oh,
Mhm.
God.
Might have to consider that.
I'm
But
not
what if
putting-
nobody could do it? Nobody wins.
I'm not putting my feet on the camera. That's gross.
That was funny.
Well, number 3, same spot, Deshaun.
Too high.
Right?
Completely
Why
too
is he
high.
number 3? That's
He almost
crazy.
went. He's the target of a group who has an idol.
He knows he's the target of the other side, which I think gives him a tactical edge because he's on the side of the numbers. And when you know you're in danger, because I think most of us have been there in the course of some game. Like when you know you're in danger, you can do things. Like you're gonna do things. You're going to try to influence things. Whereas if you're in a spot where, like we were just talking about, like Danny in comparison, who feels a lot safer, he's not going to be scrambling. He might not be doing the sly things on the side he needs to do to maybe change the script, or the way I think Deshaun. Like I think it's an advantageous thing that Deshaun knows that he might be at the top of the other side's hit list, because it gives him that awareness to try to maybe do something about it.
He has an
Dana, are
extra
you-
vote too, and the longer he can hold on to that, the better.
Didn't he use it? I thought he used it.
Yeah, he did. He used
I
it.
think he did use it.
He did use it.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, he did.
Which wasn't
I
smart.
remember.
5 to
I
4
kinda
to 3
understand
with
why.
Sydney not voting. So 12 votes. Sydney's vote's gone, plus Deshaun's extra
Yeah.
vote.
Oh.
Oh.
That's why. Yeah, that's yeah. So again, that drops him, and he irked me. He irked me, and I know it's not fair if this is an objective ranking, but he annoyed me when he's just like defending this awful twist, clearly like sucking up to production. He's defending it to Danny's face, which bad move. If your close ally is bitching about something, just nod your head and say, "Yep, you're right. That's unfair." Don't say no, it's a new era, dude. No, and then don't go into confessional and do it. And he just also like, he's all like, "Oh, it's okay, you guys are going for me, guys. No, you're supposed to be the villain. Give me fireworks, dude. You promised you were going to be a villain.
Sucking
I'm
up
not
to
seeing
production, sucking up with that terrible twist to production, he's going to make it farther than Danny now. Watch.
The next twist is going to be Danny's going to find a Beware advantage, open it, and it's going to be like, you are out of the game. Sorry.
Happy
At the
season
final
41.
Goodbye.
And Danny's gonna then immediately cut to a Deshaun confessional where Deshaun's like, losing my Costella is actually good for my game. Thanks, production.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Deshaun's, he's another, they're all so messy that I don't really know who's really playing great. I mean, I do think he has potential to be as cutthroat as Shando, which I think is a good trait to have in this game.
Yeah, I could see that.
He dropped his one non-camp out, non-blue tribe connection in Evie. He just completely dropped it at a pin. That also made me drop him. I like Deshaun. Was not impressed with this episode. He'll probably be back up for me next week.
I mean, to be fair, they dropped each other.
Yeah.
Well, number 2, probably a little too high, but I think we just like him, is Nasir, who's up 2 spots from last week.
King Nasir.
He's on my team. I had him at 5, so I love y'all for giving my dude so much love. But like, come on, y'all. He ain't getting past the fun.
Same. I had him at 6.
I could see him winning. He's good at challenges. He has an idol. He's like, okay, if Nasir makes Final Tribal Council, he's probably gonna win the whole game. Like, this is like Xander, but like twice as likely. If it's Nasir and Xander at the end, people are gonna vote for Nasir before they vote for Xander.
Oh yeah.
Everybody seems to like him. Everyone seems to have this innate liking towards him. Even though he's not directly working with anyone.
Right.
Who was the one person that was allowed in both groups at the tribal? If that doesn't tell you anything, that Nasir just kind of scallywaggies his way over to this side, and then the other side's like, yo, Nasir, get over here. And he's like, okay, I'm just
True. And he got rid of the one person that didn't like him, which was.
And just like Danny, he was one of the 5 vulnerable people. And again, we were never shown him being genuinely considered in any context at all.
I think there was a small conversation, wasn't there, where they were like Nasir, and then they were all kind of like, meh.
Yeah,
he might giving him that much food. He might just be that, like, we might not see that, which I would love to see. Like, if he is King Fisherman out there, like catching a bunch of food, show us that.
Yeah.
I think he is.
I want to see that.
Like, they've talked about him at the blue camp getting them all food, and they're all starving because they didn't get any rations. So I could totally see them keeping them around for that reason.
That's a huge factor in this kind of starvation season. If you got the dude who's getting you food, you're not getting rid of him for a while.
Yeah. And if he does make the end, that's the guy you're going to want to vote for, is the guy who kept me from like being hungry. Like, that is like one of the core needs of any human being is food, shelter, water. And he's probably helping with the shelter, and he's definitely probably helping with the food.
Wouldn't you be out there like learning from him and trying to like take over that role?
I could watch 500 people climb a tree and go get a coconut. Wouldn't make me any better at doing it. I'll tell you that.
Does he strike anyone else? Like, he reminds me of like Buddy the elf from Elf. Like, he's like he's just got that innocent exuberance to him of like Buddy the elf. I don't know why I see that every time I just see his big smile and sparkling eyes. Like, I'm like, dang, this is just like this happy-go-lucky innocent.
He's just really happy to be there.
Yeah, and you feel it. You can.
Yeah, you do. You do.
You know who else was really happy to be there? Brad. Remember Brad?
Brad was happy to be there. A little too happy.
Yeah, man, you done lost 2 people now.
Sydney, I mean,
True.
Good riddance, girl. At least she owned the fact that she's self-obsessed, but I don't want or need somebody like that on my team. I have Danny, and we're gonna go for it.
Yeah, her exit confessional was hilarious when she was like, I forgot what she said, but it was something like, I know I shouldn't be like this, but I am. So, you know.
Or she's like, my life is so much better outside of this game.
It.
Like,
that's it.
Like, what the fuck? Wow.
Maybe it is.
okay.
She did say, like, I'm so self-obsessed that I think like everybody's thinking of getting me out because why wouldn't they? But she wasn't wrong. So they were all talking about her getting
I
her
think
out.
she drew a short stick too, though. I don't think she'd have been the first boot either had that split not occurred the way it did.
I don't know. She could have very well been.
She might have been. I mean, she was on the list, but I still think it would have been more likely it would have been one of the safe people that ended up safe.
No. It would have been if they were splitting on a blue member, it would have been Erica. If they were splitting on anyone else, Xander, Tiffany, like you can split on the Yasa 3 if 2 of the Yasa 3 aren't immune. Right?
Why was Xander's name never a part of this vote?
He was immune.
He was on the same team.
Oh yeah.
It switched.
You're right. Sorry, stoner brain.
Well, number 1 remains to be Shan, who still a front runner, but I don't know. We'll see.
She's so aggressive though. When she was talking to Lyanna and she's like, we're all gonna have to lose somebody, it's just your turn. So like, sorry, bro, but like you gotta vote your friend.
You need that killer instinct. I'm telling you,
So
she's got it.
She does. But it could also still be a 4th place heading.
I'm so happy with my preseason pick. She's great.
I think
like
she's a lock.
so
I think
good.
she's a lock to win, but she definitely finishes no worse than 4th. Like she absolutely finishes no worse than 4th, and it's hard for her not to win if she gets to the final. It's hard. So there's very little room between 4th and our final. So I feel like their only chance to get her out is going to be exactly at 4 or 3.
But there's the stupid fire making twist. You know,
she can't be stopped. I mean, and her stock actually went down in my mind for a lot of the reasons y'all just said, with a lot of the cutthroat and just kind of doing too much. Her stock actually went down in my mind, but she's still clearly ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I agree. I put her at number 3 this week. So I definitely think it was too much. She gotta rein it back some. But I mean, she definitely is doing better than my people. So
Shan did one thing the whole season that I would consider a glaring mistake. Wasn't in this episode, and it was telling, asking Lyanna about the advantage right in front of Tiffany. It's like, my God, you will have a one-on-one. Wait for it.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah,
and they still gave her a positive edit though somehow.
Right, exactly. That's yeah. I mean, let's be honest. She's probably winning.
And I mean, did Lyanna even bring it up with her? Did they even discuss that? Does she
I know,
even
right? You
know
would
that
think
she
so.
made that?
They briefly said it
caught her
during
out.
this episode. I think they like brushed it aside at the start of their little powwow where she's like, "You got to lose someone." Like I feel like that was briefly addressed, but I could be wrong.
Well, any final thoughts?
And Lyanna didn't lose someone. She actually lost everyone or all her people by fully going to the other side. She now has none of her previous connections.
That's why I don't like her chances.
It's almost like Shan tells her, "You're gonna have to lose someone," and Lyanna just has so jumped onto the Shan train that Lyanna's like, "Okay, I'm on board. I'm losing all of them." It's like
that's ridiculous. I wish Alex was here because I would give him so much shit.
Shan is just so good at like the one-on-one drawing people in. Everyone who left that green tribe, I believe every single one of them thought Shan was their number 1 ally. And we have the camp out with at least Lyanna believing it. And we've obviously she's got Ricard hanging around, and it's just like this. She's scary.
Are we sure she's a preacher or is she like a cult leader? Are we sure about this? I'm not.
No, I think it's definitely leaning on the culty side.
All the people she did real dirty as well aren't going to make it. They haven't made it to jury.
Yeah.
Like all the people that she truly pissed off aren't going to be the ones voting. So, I mean, she's got as good a shot as anyone.
Yeah, if she makes, she should be the winner. It's just a matter of getting there, I guess, at this point. Like, do you think there's a point where she has to be seen as a target at some point, you would think?
I mean, I would hope so.
I mean, if anyone could avoid being a target, it would be her. Like no one would even consider voting her when there were only 3 people left on a tribe. Like neither of them genuinely considered voting her, like ever. So
she's got Ricard and Lyanna now that are both like her super loyal minions. Well, Ricard definitely is a little bit. Lyanna has actually jumped up to her like number 1 lieutenant. Ricard definitely has his reservations now about it, but she's just got so many allies, and now she's got Danny too. That it's just going to be real hard to like weave your way to enough numbers to take a reasonable shot at her.
Did you see her acting at Tribal too? She's just so shocked at Lyanna, you have a power? What is this? Oh my gosh, this is great. Yeah.
I don't know why she was acting though, because everybody knew, because everybody taught us to got that much.
Because Xander was
Right.
telling everyone that he was doing it, so it wasn't like this big.
Yeah.
All right, any final thoughts? Well, until next week then.